Today, I am directing our House committee to open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. This logical next step will give our committees the full power to gather all the facts and answers for the American public.
In a stunning revelation that shook the corridors of power, a White House insider has unleashed a bombshell about President Biden. This insider, privy to the inner workings of the administration, spills the beans on undisclosed matters. Get ready for an eye-opening journey into the heart of Washington's secrets. Join us as we unravel the shocking truths that could reshape the political landscape. White House on Joe Biden, bribery claims. Joe Biden's bribery claims have sent shockwaves through the political landscape. It all began when allegations surfaced suggesting that Joe Biden, the President of the United States, was involved in a multi-million-dollar bribery scheme. The claims centered around a key witness, Alexander Smirnov, an FBI informant who had supposedly uncovered damning evidence. Headlines blared with stories such as the explosive new evidence of Biden family's breathtaking corruption, and Joe Biden allegedly paid $5 million by Burisma executive as part of bribery scheme, according to FBI document. These reports, published by Fox News Digital, cited a highly credible source and sent shockwaves throughout the nation. But the credibility of these allegations quickly came into question. Alexander Smirnov was indicted for fabricating the entire story. He was charged with lying to his handler and falsifying records, casting doubt on the validity of the claims he had made. Court documents revealed that Smirnov, after his arrest, confessed that officials associated with Russian intelligence were involved in passing a story about Hunter Biden, the president's son, who was also implicated in the alleged bribery scheme. These shocking revelations raised concerns about the motives behind the accusations and the potential involvement of foreign entities. Despite the indictment and Smirnov's admission, Fox News has yet to retract, correct, or update their reporting on this false allegation from. The White House, in a letter to top executives, expressed strong concerns and demanded that Fox News take appropriate action to inform their viewers of the discredited nature of the claims. The letter, obtained by Deadline, specifically called for all Fox News digital articles on this topic to be updated with editor's notes, informing readers of the source's indictment for fabricating the story. Additionally, the White House urged Fox News personalities to address the discredited allegation on air, ensuring that their viewers are aware of the truth. While Fox News has reported on Smirnov's arrest and legal proceedings, some of its hosts have not backed away from their coverage of the story. Jesse Waters, for instance, dismissed the allegations as a smear job and suggested a pattern of the Biden administration targeting highly credible whistleblowers. Maria Bartiromo questioned the government's handling of the informant, raising concerns about the potential chilling effect on future whistleblowers. The Joe Biden bribery claims have had a profound impact on the political landscape, further polarizing an already divided nation. Supporters of the president argue that these allegations are baseless and politically motivated, aimed at tarnishing Biden's reputation and undermining his administration's credibility. On the other hand, critics of the president point to the seriousness of the allegations and demand a thorough investigation into the matter. They argue that if these claims are proven true, it would be a severe breach of trust and a stain on the integrity of the highest office in the land. The public perception of Joe Biden has also been significantly impacted by these bribery claims. Some individuals who previously supported the president now find themselves questioning his integrity and moral character. Others remain steadfast in their belief in his innocence, dismissing the allegations as part of a larger political agenda. The response from the White House has been swift and forceful. In a letter to Fox News, the White House demanded retractions and revisions to the network's coverage of the bribery claims. The letter, obtained by Deadline, highlighted the indictment of Alexander Smirnov, the key witness, for fabricating the story. The White House called for Fox News to update their articles with editor's notes, informing readers of the discredited nature of the allegations. The White House's response reflects their commitment to transparency and accountability. They believe that it is crucial for the public to have accurate information and to be aware of the facts surrounding these allegations. By demanding retractions and corrections, the White House aims to ensure that the public is not misled by false or misleading reporting. However, the response from Fox News has been mixed. While the network has reported on the arrest and legal proceedings of Alexander Smirnov, some of its hosts have continued to discuss the allegations without acknowledging the discredited nature of the claims. This has raised concerns about the network's commitment to journalistic integrity and the potential impact on their viewers' understanding of the situation. The ongoing investigation investigations, hearings, and trials related to these bribery claims will undoubtedly shape the future of the Biden administration. The outcome of these proceedings will determine whether the allegations were mere fabrications or if there is any truth to the claims of a multi-million-dollar bribery scheme. As the nation awaits the resolution of these allegations, it is crucial to remember the importance of due process and the presumption of innocence. It is only through a fair and impartial examination of the evidence that the truth can be uncovered. Biden bribery claims. Our story begins in the early 2010s when Joe Biden served as the Vice President of the United States under President Barack Obama. During this time, Biden's son, Hunter Biden, became involved in various business ventures, including his role on the board of a Ukrainian energy company called Burisma Holdings. It was in 2014 when the first whispers of potential corruption surrounding Hunter Biden's position at Burisma began to surface. Critics argued that his appointment to the board was a result of his father's political influence and that he was being paid exorbitant amounts of money for his position, despite having little experience in the energy sector. Fast forward to 2019, and the Biden bribery claims took a dramatic turn. As Joe Biden announced his candidacy for the 2020 presidential election, a bombshell revelation emerged. A leaked email from Hunter Biden's laptop allegedly showed evidence of a meeting between him and an executive from a Chinese energy company called CEFC China Energy. The email suggested that Hunter Biden was using his father's political connections to secure lucrative business deals in China. The implications of this email were staggering. It raised questions about the extent of Joe Biden's involvement in his son's business dealings and whether there was a quid pro quo arrangement in place. Critics argued that Hunter Biden's business ventures were a way for foreign entities to gain access and influence over Joe Biden, potentially compromising his ability to make unbiased decisions as a public servant. But the story doesn't end there. In October 2020, just weeks before the presidential election, another bombshell dropped. Tony Bobulinski, a former business associate of the Biden family, came forward with explosive allegations. Bobulinski claimed that Joe Biden was not only aware of his son's business dealings, but was also a direct beneficiary of the financial arrangements. He alleged that a portion of the funds from Hunter Biden's business ventures were intended for Joe Biden himself. These shocking claims sent shockwaves through the political landscape. The implications of a sitting vice president potentially involved in bribery and corruption were unprecedented. The mainstream media, however, largely downplayed or ignored these allegations, leading many to question the integrity of the press and its role in shaping public opinion. As the story continued to unfold, additional evidence emerged, further fueling the Biden bribery claims. Financial records, text messages, and witness testimonies all pointed to a web of corruption and influence peddling that reached the highest levels of power. Yet, despite the mounting evidence, Joe Biden managed to secure the presidency, leaving many wondering if the truth would ever come to light. In 2016, then Vice President Joe Biden traveled to Ukraine and threatened to withhold $1 billion in U.S. aid unless the Ukrainian government fired Prosecutor General Viktor Shokin. Biden claimed that Shokin was not doing enough to combat corruption in Ukraine. However, critics argue that Biden's actions were a direct attempt to protect his son and Burisma from facing scrutiny. Shokin himself has come forward to confirm these allegations. He stated that he was investigating Burisma for corruption when he was abruptly removed from his position. Shokin believes that his dismissal was a result of pressure from Joe Biden, who wanted to protect his son's interests. This revelation raises serious questions about the motives behind Biden's actions. Was he truly concerned about corruption in Ukraine, or was he using his position of power to shield his son from potential legal consequences? The timing of Biden's intervention, coinciding with his son's involvement with Burisma, certainly raises eyebrows, but the story doesn't end there. Another key player in the Biden bribery claims is Devon Archer, a business associate of Hunter Biden. Archer was also involved in various business ventures with the Biden family, including his role on the board of Burisma. In 2018, Archer was convicted on charges of securities fraud and conspiracy. The case involved a scheme to defraud a Native American tribe out of tens of millions of dollars. This conviction further adds to the cloud of suspicion surrounding the Biden family's business dealings. Critics argue that the convictions of both Archer and Shokin highlight a pattern of corruption and unethical behavior within the Biden circle. They question how Hunter Biden, with his lack of experience and questionable track record, managed to secure lucrative positions on the boards of foreign companies. The answer, they claim, lies in the influence and connections of his father, Joe Biden. But perhaps the most shocking aspect of the Biden bribery claims is the lack of mainstream media coverage and investigation. Many argue that if these allegations were made against a Republican politician, the media would be relentless in their pursuit of the truth. Yet, when it comes to Joe Biden, there seems to be a collective silence. This raises serious concerns about the integrity of our media and their role in holding those in power accountable. If the press fails to investigate and report on potential corruption, corruption within our political system, how can we trust that our democracy is functioning as it should? Despite the shocking nature of these claims, the mainstream media has largely ignored or downplayed the allegations, raising concerns about their impartiality and commitment to investigative journalism. The lack of transparency and accountability in this case leaves many unanswered questions and undermines the trust of the American people. The implications of the Biden bribery claims go beyond the individuals involved. They raise broader concerns about the integrity of our political system and the need for greater scrutiny and accountability for those in positions of power. As citizens, it is our responsibility to demand transparency and hold our elected officials to the highest standards. Only through a commitment to truth and accountability can we ensure the integrity of our democracy. Reaction of Republicans. In the world of politics, scandals and controversies are nothing new. But every now and then a story emerges that shocks even the most seasoned political observers. Such is the case with the recent bribery claims surrounding President Joe Biden, which have sparked a firestorm of reaction from Republicans. It all began with the emergence of a discredited FBI informant, Alexander Smirnov. Smirnov had been an FBI source for an astonishing 14 years, providing information on various cases. However, his credibility came into question when he was charged with giving false statements to agents. This revelation immediately cast doubt on the veracity of his claims, but what he alleged was nothing short of astonishing. According to Smirnov, a Ukrainian energy firm had been paying bribes to Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden, and even to the president himself. The alleged scheme involved the energy company Burisma, funneling millions of dollars to the Bidens in exchange for political favors. These claims, if true, would be a bombshell, implicating the president and his son in a major corruption scandal. The Republicans wasted no time in seizing on these allegations, launching a full-scale investigation into the matter. Republican Congressman Jim Jordan and James Comer, the chairs of the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees, took the lead in demanding answers from the FBI. They wanted to know how federal agents vetted Smirnov and how much they paid him for his information. The Republicans argued that the charges against Smirnov raised serious concerns about the FBI's handling of confidential sources. But the shockwaves didn't stop there. The Republicans also called into question the FBI's transparency and cooperation in the investigation. Initially, the FBI rejected lawmakers' requests to turn over documents related to the claims, citing the need to protect their confidential source. This raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about what the FBI might be hiding. Eventually, some lawmakers were allowed to review the record, which they used as central evidence in their impeachment trial against President Biden. As the investigation unfolded, Smirnov found himself in legal trouble. He was indicted on charges of making a false statement and creating a fictitious record. Prosecutors alleged that he did not meet the Burisma executive until years after he claimed, casting doubt on the credibility of his claims. Smirnov pleaded not guilty and is currently awaiting trial in jail. Prosecutors have requested that he be held without bail, citing his alleged extensive contacts with Russian intelligence agencies. The arrest of Smirnov only deepened the Republicans' concerns about abuse and mismanagement within the FBI's confidential source program. They argued that this case highlighted the need for greater oversight and accountability within the agency. The Republicans were determined to get to the truth and hold those responsible accountable. Amid this investigation, the Republicans also released a transcript of testimony from Hunter Biden before the House Oversight Committee. They accused President Biden of being improperly involved in his son's foreign business dealings. However, the 229 pages of testimony offered few new insights, and Hunter Biden used the opportunity to defend his father, claiming that the allegations against him were baseless and politically motivated. The reaction of Republicans to the bribery claims surrounding President Joe Biden has sent shockwaves through the political landscape. As the investigation into the bribery claims surrounding President Joe Biden continues, Republicans are intensifying their demand for accountability. They are determined to uncover the truth and ensure that those responsible are held to account for their actions. Republican Congressman Jim Jordan and James Comer, leading the impeachment inquiry into President Biden, have not only called for documents related to the FBI's handling of the case, but have also requested information on an FBI probe into the bribery allegations involving Biden himself. This demonstrates their commitment to a thorough investigation and their willingness to leave no stone unturned. The Republicans have raised concerns about the FBI's vetting of confidential sources, particularly in the case of Alexander Smirnov. They want to know how federal agents vetted Smirnov and whether there were any lapses in the process. The credibility of the FBI's initial assessment of Smirnov as a highly credible source has been called into question, and the Republicans are determined to get to the bottom of it. In their letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray, Monday, Jordan and Comer set a deadline of March 15th for the FBI to provide documents concerning any wrongdoing or inaccurate reporting on Smirnov. They are demanding transparency and accountability from the agency, and they expect answers. The Republicans' demand for accountability extends beyond the FBI. They are also calling for a closer examination of the role of President Biden in his son's foreign business dealings. They have accused the president of being improperly involved and have raised questions about potential conflicts of interest. The release of the transcript of Hunter Biden's testimony before the House Oversight Committee was just the beginning of their efforts to shed light on this matter, but the Republicans' pursuit of the truth has not been without its challenges. The FBI initially rejected their requests for documents related to the bribery claims, citing the need to protect their confidential source. This raised suspicions and fueled speculation about what the FBI might be hiding. However, some lawmakers were eventually allowed to review the record, which they used as central evidence in their impeachment trial against President Biden. The arrest of Alexander Smirnov, the discredited FBI informant, has only added fuel to the Republicans' concerns. They argue that his arrest raises even greater questions about abuse and mismanagement within the FBI's confidential source program. They believe that this case is just the tip of the iceberg, and that there may be more instances of mishandling and misconduct within the agency. As the investigation unfolds, the American people are left with many unanswered questions. They want to know the truth about the bribery claims surrounding President Biden and his son. They want to know if there was any wrongdoing or inaccurate reporting on the part of the FBI. And they want to know if their government institutions can be trusted to uphold the principles of transparency and accountability. The reaction of Republicans to the bribery claims surrounding President Joe Biden is a testament to their commitment to the truth and their determination to hold those responsible accountable. They are demanding answers and pushing for a thorough investigation. As the story continues to unfold, the American people are watching closely, hoping for justice and transparency in their government. Is Biden the most corrupt and compromised president? The ongoing investigation into Hunter's activities has revealed a web of scandals that raise serious questions about the integrity of the Biden family. Let's start with the 9 different criminal indictments that Hunter Biden received just last week. These indictments confirm the claims made by IRS whistleblowers who have been tirelessly exposing the truth. The IRS whistleblowers have provided numerous examples of investigations that led to Joe Biden himself, only to be denied by the Biden Justice Department. It seems that the administration has been obstructing justice and protecting their own. But what exactly are these scandals that Hunter Biden is involved in? Well, it's a tale of influence peddling, potential treason, and the abuse of power. Hunter Biden's alleged influence peddling operation involved leveraging his father's position as vice president and later as president to secure lucrative deals all over the world. This operation, if proven true, would be nothing short of treasonous, as it compromises the integrity of our nation's highest office. The evidence suggests that Joe Biden was not only aware of his son's activities, but may have been an active participant. The IRS whistleblower have provided communication records that point to Joe Biden's involvement in these questionable deals. It's a shocking revelation that a sitting president could be so deeply compromised. One of the most concerning aspects of this investigation is the potential cover-up. Congressman Jason Smith, who runs the House Ways and Means Committee, has been working closely with James Comer, a key figure in this case. Comer recently appeared on Jake Tapper's show, where he raised concerns about the indictment of Hunter Biden. Tapper, who has been ignoring the evidence, mocked Comer's allegations, dismissing them as a cover-up. But the truth is far more shocking. The indictment of Hunter Biden may be a strategic move to protect him from being deposed and to divert attention from the much larger crimes at play. This raises serious questions about the integrity of the investigation and the motives behind it. Are we witnessing a deliberate attempt to shield the Biden family from accountability? The evidence presented by the IRS whistleblowers and the ongoing investigation into Hunter Biden's activities paints a disturbing picture. It suggests that Joe Biden, the man entrusted with leading our nation, may be the most corrupt and compromised president in history. The American people deserve to know the truth and hold their leaders accountable. The IRS whistleblowers have provided numerous examples of how investigations that led to Joe Biden were systematically denied by the Biden Justice Department. Search warrants targeting political figures, including Joe Biden himself, were blocked, and communication records were conveniently overlooked. It is clear that there has been a deliberate effort to obstruct justice and protect the Biden family from scrutiny. One particularly shocking revelation is the expiration of the statute statute of limitations for the tax years of 2014 and 2015. The Biden Justice Department allowed these charges to expire, despite the IRS whistleblower's recommendation that they should be pursued. This inaction amounts to felony accounts and further demonstrates the corruption within the administration. The cover-up extends beyond the legal realm. Hunter Biden's attorneys have been actively working to protect their client and shield him from accountability. According to the IRS whistleblowers, Hunter Biden's lawyers warned other prosecutors that bringing charges against the president's son would be career suicide. This raises serious questions about the integrity of the legal system and the lengths to which the Biden family is willing to go to avoid facing the consequences of their actions. The upcoming deposition of Hunter Biden is a critical moment in this investigation. Congressman Jason Smith, along with his colleagues Jim Jordan and James Comer, have subpoenaed Hunter Biden to appear for depositions. However, there are concerns that the recent federal charges against him could compromise the deposition. Hunter's attorneys may be scheming to find a way out of the subpoena, using the charges as an excuse. The outcome of this deposition could have far-reaching implications for the investigation and the pursuit of justice. It is enraging to witness the blatant disregard for the truth and the attempts to cover up the extent of the Biden family's involvement in these scandals. The American people deserve transparency and accountability from their leaders, regardless of their political affiliations. The evidence presented by the IRS whistleblowers and the ongoing investigation leaves no doubt that Joe Biden is the most corrupt and compromised president in the history of our country. The evidence presented by the IRS whistleblowers and the ongoing investigation into the Biden family's activities raises serious concerns about the future of our nation. If the allegations surrounding Hunter Biden's influence peddling operation and potential treasonous activities are proven true, the implications for our country are profound. It would mean that our highest office has been compromised and the integrity of our democracy has been undermined. The American people deserve leaders who prioritize the interests of the nation over personal gain and who uphold the principles of honesty and transparency. The ongoing obstruction of justice and cover-up surrounding the Biden scandals further erode public trust in our institutions. The Biden Justice Department's refusal to pursue investigations into Joe Biden and the expiration of the statute of limitations for tax charges demonstrate a disregard for accountability and the rule of law. This sets a dangerous precedent and sends a message that those in power can act with impunity. The upcoming deposition of Hunter Biden is a critical moment in this investigation. It will test the integrity of our legal system and determine whether justice will prevail. The American people are watching closely, and the outcome of this deposition will have far-reaching implications for the credibility of our institutions and the pursuit of truth. In light of these scandals and the erosion of public trust, there is an urgent need for new leadership. Representative Dean Phillips, who is considering challenging President Biden for the Democratic presidential nomination, has rightly pointed out that the investigation into Hunter Biden has compromised the president's image. It is about more than just the president's personal integrity. It is about how the American people feel and their desire to turn the page on this era of corruption. As a Democrat himself, Representative Phillips acknowledges the accomplishments of Joe Biden, but recognizes the need for a new generation of leaders to step up and restore faith in our democracy. He calls for a moderate governor, preferably from the heartland, to challenge Biden and bring fresh perspectives and ideas to the table. It is time for a change, a new direction that prioritizes the interests of the American people above all else. The Biden scandals have exposed a deep-rooted problem within our political system. It is not just about one individual. It is about a culture of corruption and compromised ethics that must be addressed. The American people deserve leaders who will put their interests first and work tirelessly to restore integrity to our democracy. In conclusion, the evidence presented by the IRS whistleblowers and the ongoing investigation into the Biden scandals leaves no doubt that Joe Biden is the most corrupt and compromised president in the history of our country. The potential implications for our democracy are profound, and the need for new leadership has never been more apparent. It is time for the American people to demand accountability, transparency, and a fresh start. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. This was all from our side. Thank you for staying with us. If you enjoy our content, our newest videos are just a click away.